What if I told you that game is always practiced at home? You go out in the field to collect your trophies, to collect your girls. But if you go out in the field to practice game, then you're fucked. Game is always practiced at home. And in order to practice game at home, you need to know a few things about your mind, about your brain, and about your body. Your mind creates your external reality. We think our reality, our three-dimensional reality is so solid, so real, but it is actually just purely mental. It is just an extension of our own subconscious mind. And I realized this when I started to have anxiety and panic attacks during COVID lockdown. I could not go out and game. I was forced to stay with myself. And I was my own worst company. This is the reason why I started to suffer and I started to turn inwards in order to heal my panic attacks and anxiety. So I discovered all sorts of spiritual mentors from the East and from the West. And I realized that I am so powerful that I create my own personal reality. This is the reason why yogis call your personal reality as Maya, a magical lie, an illusion, because they knew very well that whenever they upgraded their state of mind through meditative practices, through certain spiritual practices, their personal reality magically changed. Another thing that you must understand is your brain is so objective that it cannot differentiate between a strongly visualized act, which is provided with all sorts of sensory vividness, and an experience that you have in this three-dimensional world. And another fact that you must understand is your body. Whenever it starts to feel elevated emotions of joy or empowerment or thrill or gratitude, then you become a magnet for wonderful experiences to happen in your three-dimensional world. Right now, only if a wonderful event happens to you in your external world, you start to feel amazing emotions. Just flip it. If you start to feel amazing emotions in your body, you create a wonderful experience in your external reality. Now, if you understand these three simple facts, you are ready to practice game at home. What you're going to do is you sit at the privacy of your own home. You just chill. You close your eyes. You lay down and you get into a very receptive attitude of mind through Yoga Nidra. Dr. Andrew Huberman calls Yoga Nidra as non-sleep deep rest protocol. You're just guiding your attention through your body parts one by one until you achieve a state of relaxation. That's when your brain is going to create these slow, coherent alpha waves and theta waves. Your breathing rate starts to slow down. You start to think in pictures. You become very close to the source energy. You become very close to God. You actually become very Jesus Christ-like when you do Yoga Nidra properly. It is very simple, but it is very effective. When you do Yoga Nidra, now what you're going to do is you start to create an imaginal act in your mind where you're already super attractive, where you're already super powerful, where you're already super peaceful, super relaxed. All the girls that you desire, they are coming up towards you. You're touching their hair, you're kissing them, you're smelling their perfume. They're saying all sorts of compliment towards you. Oh my God, you're so powerful, you're so peaceful. I'm so lucky to be with you. Your friends and family members are complimenting you. Mark, how did you change so much so fast? What's your secret? Now, when you provide all the sensory vividness to this imaginal act, meaning the thing that you can see, hear, taste, smell, touch, feel, do, then that imaginal act becomes very real to your brain. Now, you must be able to hold your attention on this imaginal act and mentally rehearse them over and over again. But this is tricky. This is hard. Your attention has a very monkey-like nature. It either goes to the past event or it starts to anticipate a future event. But if you discipline your attention and keep it placed on the desired imaginal act and mentally rehearse them over and over again, you're going to feel emotions simply by mental rehearsal. Because you have imagined that your life is now wonderful, you're now super powerful, all the girls are coming up towards you and they want to be with you, you're going to feel the equivalent emotions of joy or thrill or empowerment or gratitude. And that is the moment you start to affect your external reality. The moment you start to feel elevated emotions, your physical external reality starts to change. Even new genes are going to get signaled in your body in new ways the moment you start to feel all these elevated emotions. So this is how you practice game at home. You start to imagine that you have already achieved all the girls that you desire, and you combine this imaginal act with the elevated emotions of joy, gratitude, and empowerment. The longer you can sustain these elevated emotions for a long period of time, the faster you become a magnet for these wonderful events to actually externalize into your three-dimensional world. You do not have to go out into the world, into this three-dimensional world, and compete with other men to get girls. You do not have to learn outer game tactics, openers, nicks, DHV stories, closing sequences. They do not matter. Outer game is just a manifestation of inner game. When you truly change your self-image, when you truly believe and feel that you're super powerful and girls just want to be with you, then naturally you're going to find the right words to say. Effortlessly, you're going to exhibit the right body language. Effortlessly, girls are going to come to you and they are just going to be with you. This is the power of subconscious mind. Start practicing game at home. In fact, only practice game at home. In the field, you're there to collect girls, to collect your trophy. Now, if you want one-on-one personalized coaching from me, where I will teach you how to build a solid spiritual confidence and inner game, then message me on my Gmail or my WhatsApp, which are linked in the description box down below or the pinned comment section down below as well. Subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.